Allison Hayes, and you're watching All Eyes on the Ball live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe, please. Thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. Hi, once again, my name is Allison Hayes. I'm not a normal guest. I know if y'all saw me, what I want to say 2 weeks ago, with the show. I was with Dylan and Connor. They were doing their thing and they interviewed me as one of their special guests. But hopefully, this will be a recurring thing. So, they are at a tournament right now for Dylan's games. I believe Dylan already played, but they're having a few complications down there. If they can get it together, we'll see. And hopefully, we can do live interviews, not on. We'll just talk for 30 minutes, maybe pause.
I can't hear them. See if you can pair them with your phone.
Connor, can you hear me?
Those headphones are from my phone. Pair them with your
There's no way you can hear me.
phone. I can't
So,
pair them with my phone.
I guess we'll
Okay,
just
hold
talk
here and just say
sports.
1 second.
So,
Just show
general
them your
sports
pass.
right
Just
now.
show them a view of what's
And
going on. Come on
Colin,
over here and let me see.
cool, just an opinion thing. So, Simone Biles dropped out of the Olympics. She said she needed a mental break. She was having really bad anxiety and things were just not going right for her mentally and emotionally. She was messed up and said if she were to go and do the Olympics this year, she might have hurt
Hopefully,
herself.
they're shutting the basketball.
So, question would be, do you think that athletes have too much pressure on them, or are people too hard on athletes when it comes to depending on them to do what they're expected to do with their mental health? I personally think that a lot of the energy radiates, and sometimes it can be really pressured for the athletes because realistically, mental health will always be an issue. Mental health will always be an issue. But expecting someone to up and do their job when they literally say, I might end up in the hospital if I do one more injury is an unrealistic expectation and it's unfair. At least that's what I think. I don't know if anybody else has any thoughts, but you know, if anybody else has any thoughts, you can call in. That'd be great. Uh, but like stated, along with that, and along with figuring out what mental state and how to go about it, um, Sha'Carri Richardson. Sha'Carri Richardson was having a really, really bad spaz out because her mother had passed 2 weeks before she had gotten into her Olympics, and she, to get the stress off of her, was caught testing positive for smoking marijuana. Unfortunately, she got taken out of the Olympics and she cannot participate this year. She cannot compete at all. But it also comes into the question of what was the reason
I don't know what he wants.
that
I can't hear.
she randomly started smoking? Because they didn't say she had a history of it or
No.
anything like that. So
Lord
the
Jesus.
question would be,
Okay, let's do this. Let's call it to the stage.
the question still stands into place. Um, you know, do people in the Olympics hold athletes to a higher pressure? Hello. All right. I can't hear whoever's on the phone, but I'll re-ask the question so that we can prepare. So the question was, do you think people have or people in the Olympics have from a plant that people also use for literal medicinal purposes? It doesn't help any performance. If anything, it makes you lazy. So, from a standpoint of people that use it, of course, it's wrong, but it also just goes to ask, why not? If you get what I mean. Why not? Just because of the fact that it's like everyone's gonna smoke once in a while. Everyone does dumb things. Everyone makes mistakes. Should it ban them from the Olympics? I don't know. I don't think it should ban them from the Olympics for a year. At least that's not what I think. Of course, those people, they know they had it coming, because you should suffer the consequences if you do something that you know already in the rule of play is out of question. But should you be banned? No, I think the suspension would have sufficed just fine. I think that it was really uncalled for. It was unfortunate, but extremely uncalled for. And with other subjects, that also comes into the question of other athletes, and is it also racially motivated? Yeah, let's take it there. Is it racially motivated? Of course, everybody says that Michael Phelps and Sha'Carri Richardson's situation has nothing to do with each other. They say that it has no correlation whatsoever, and that he was also caught smoking weed, and blah blah blah. But if you think about it, why were these rules put into place? Most rules, controversially, even if you don't think they were, most rules for the Olympics were put into place because of people of color being put in the Olympics. It's unfortunate, but it's true. Very controversial topic, but stuff like black women not being able to wear the appropriate caps or bonnets for their hair in swim teams is stuff that makes you think, is it really a rule, or is it just the fact that it's racially motivated and y'all kind of don't like us? It's a question. It's definitely a hard pill to swallow. Kind of it's debatable, very controversial topic, but it's something real and something that we have to deal with. Stuff like that makes you ask, what is really the issue? What's really the problem? Because who are we actually paying attention to at this point? I'm sure, you know, anybody else wouldn't really have a problem. And of course, not everybody has a racial issue. Not everybody has a problem that is racially motivated when it comes to the Olympics. Of course not. Of course, there are a few rules or everything. other than stuff that is specifically directed toward us, that is put into place because everybody did it. Whether it was white, black, pink, or brown, orange, yellow, whatever the color, whatever the race, ethnicity, there were other people doing it, and they said, we have to bring a stop to this. But there are definitely some questionable things that make you look and say, you know, are we okay? I don't know. Great question. Great topic. If anyone wanted to call in, talk to us or talk to me, because it's no one else in the studio but me today. That'd be great. Um, in the topic of, since we do have a lot of time, because I don't think Dylan and Connor are gonna be able to get it together, unfortunately. We'll just keep the conversation going, which is fine. So, in the topic of also seeing something of mental health, with the question of mental health, that also goes into play of social media. Social media is a big target when it comes to people looking at and wanting to see. Social media is basically a resume. Social media is your resume nowadays. If you don't have an actual literal paper resume or anything typed out, nowadays social media is the way that we get in contact with people, the way we see what type of business you're all about. Like with me, I'm a sports journalist. Been a sports journalist for a few years now, but if I don't post any of my material or any of my interviews whatsoever, how the heck are people gonna know I'm a sports journalist and I want to do sports journalism? How are people gonna know that, oh yeah, that's Allison Hayes, she does stuff with blah 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 blah, if I don't post any of my material? Of course it'll get posted on websites and stuff like that, but who the heck knows? Because who's really paying attention to it if you don't post it? Nobody. That's how people get big nowadays, because of social media. Even with singing celebrities, TikTok has done justice for a lot of people. A lot of people. Instagram, definitely. Twitter as well. Twitter is scary. Twitter is scary, man. Twitter is one of the worst places to go with your thoughts if you have any negative ones that someone's not gonna like. And no one's gonna like everything that you say, of course. Everyone's not gonna like something, literally. There's never gonna be a case where everybody is comfortable with it. Even if you post a really cute dog, not everyone's gonna like it. Someone's gonna think it's ugly. But Twitter is one of the worst places, especially if you think just because you posted it years ago, it's not gonna get attention. Bad idea. Bad idea. Not something I would suggest. I've seen, a lot of sports athletes, celebrities, rap artists in general that have, and cancel culture is real. Scary, but real. Oh, I see we have a caller. Hi. I cannot hear. Uh-oh. Hello?
Oh, I can hear you. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Sorry about the inconvenience. We're currently at the National Summer Classic here in Waukegan, Chicago. And it's basically a tournament where all the best AU teams or AU teams come from different states. For example, we got Michigan, we got Missouri, we got Texas, we even got Chicago. And our own host is playing right now. Their team is up 25-23 at I think it's the end, almost the end of the first half. I'm having a great time so far. Hope hoping Motor City Mustangs can win. Um,
All right, Connor, you're on the phone. No one knows it's you. You got to introduce yourself.
oh, okay. Hello, my name is Connor Khan, and we are currently at the National Summer Classic here in Waukegan, Chicago. It's basically where all the best AU teams or AU teams from facing the United States come to Chicago to compete for the championship here. There are teams from Missouri, Texas, Chicago, Michigan, and we got a team from Detroit here. We got three teams from Detroit here. Our very own coach, Dylan Cotton, is currently playing. Their team's up by 2 right now. And I'm having a great time so far. And hoping Motor City Mustangs can win the championship because they're the best team here, obviously. And it's almost in the first up. They're currently defending right now. It's almost the end of the first half. This tournament's basically in their 19th year running. For first off Chicago, and I don't know what it's called.
Well, once again, you're watching All Eyes on the Ball, live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other top social media platforms like follow, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. So, Connor, how is it down there? I know you said it's good, but what are some things that you've seen that you want to highlight while we're here talking?
I've seen some very good games so far. I've seen 2 games that went down to the last minute or last play. 2 games I think were decided in between about 5 points or less. This game I'm watching right now is the end of the first half. We're tied at 25. Motor City Mustangs currently 1-1. The other team, I don't know the record, but it's been very good, very competitive, and hoping for like a great rest of the tournament. And once again, I'm hoping Motor City Mustangs can win the championship. That's what I mean. I'm sorry about that.
Cool. Have you gotten any interviews? Talked to anybody?
Not yet. After the game we're watching right now, we're gonna see if we can interview some people.
Cool. You know, you got to represent Detroit in the WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world.
Yeah. Let's see. We're currently starting over. The second half is going to begin in just a few minutes. I'm just going to focus on the game next to me. We're almost in the first half as well.
All right, well, I know Dylan played today or is playing, maybe?
Yes, he is playing.
How is he?
This is their 3rd game. He's doing good. He had about 8 points last game.
Okay.
Even though they lost about 25. They did win the first game though.
Cool. Good.
Let's see. There's one game on the other court, the court in front of me, that's currently halfway through the first half. It's only 18-10. And yeah, it's feeling pretty good so far.
What age divisions are down there?
All right, you said what?
What groups, like age divisions or grades, are down there?
We got 11th and 12th grade. I'm pretty sure we got 9th and 10th grade. And I think 8th grade finished about a couple hours before this game.
Oh, wow.
And the scenery, the vibe, all of that stuff, it's very loud. That's the reason why I couldn't hear you, because it was very, very loud.
I can tell.
It do make yeah. It makes for some competitive games. It makes the games more exciting. Stuff like that.
Definitely. Is it crowded?
Oh yeah, it's very crowded. All right, and this game is 33-32 the one I'm watching. The game, the court down from here is 18-10. And there's a game about 2 courts in front of me that is a score of 121-21, and another is 19-14.
Yeah. Do we have any other Detroit teams down there besides Dylan's?
Yes, there are 2 other teams. I don't know when they're playing.
All right, well, Dylan, Connor, excuse me, while I got you, um, so I asked a question a while back while we were starting the show. So before you do your interviews, just a small question. So Simone Biles, I believe you know, dropped out of the Olympics because of her mental health. She said she was
Yeah.
having really bad anxiety, and she felt like if she were to continue and compete this year, she would have hurt herself. So the question is, do you think that athletes or Olympic athletes specifically have too much pressure put on them when it comes to mental health and what they're expected to do with stuff like that?
Yes, especially the ones like at like very good, like very elite, and like one of the most like well known names in the country.
Yeah.
I feel like if they're not, well, I feel like people and fans, sports fans across the world, expect them to perform up to like to their standards because like they're like so good to like top tier elite, and I feel like that pressure can get to them, and they might like have an off game, off day, or like like be off their game at any tournament and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And it was even worse because they were judging her completely differently. They were judging
Well, they
her.
shouldn't judge her.
Yeah, they were judging her, especially with her scores and stuff like that. When she actually competed, they were judging her differently because she's so good that it would be unfair to judge her the same as everybody else.
Yeah, and oh, the second half just began, and oh, they just scored. Nope. Okay, yes, they did. Still there?
Yep, I'm here.
All right.
Well, I agree with you. It's definitely a lot of heat on those people's backs, especially people that have it bad mentally. So, scenario. Let's say you are one of the top athletes. You are one of the people that gets more attention, and you are, at the top of your game. So in your contract, it says that you have to attend these interviews no matter how late it is, no matter how far it is. You have to attend because that's what we're paying you to do. And if you don't go, you have to suffer the consequences of not going to that interview. But,
Pardon the interrupt, but yeah, I'm about to interview the two site directors of this tournament.
oh, okay, cool, cool, cool.
Okay. All right. Yeah, all right. All right. My name is Connor Tom. We're here at the National Center Classic, and tell me, sir, what is your name? All right, how are you doing? I'm doing very good so far. The tournament is like it's very loud. I can barely hear anything, but it really don't matter. The games are very good. So can you tell me when did you guys start this tournament? Like
So every year around this time, we have a tournament. We have about 320, 315. Got 8 sites all around the country. And one high school.
okay, okay. So out of all the 17 years, what do you think was the best tournament?
I've been working with this like about 7 years. I think about third or fourth year I was given the best 17 and 19 year old. And then like seniors and kids that like 1 year out of high school. That was the best.
Oh, okay,
We had
okay.
a lot of kids that was going to college. We had a lot of kids, a lot of athletes, a lot of kids out here playing that were really play basketball.
All right. That's good. That's good. What do you think of this tournament so far?
Well, I think it's like, we do this for the kids, I think it's a good tournament. We do a lot of games for you. Of course, ASU tournaments, you only get like 4 or 5 games. If you go all the way to the championship, you guarantee 6 games, and if you play in the bracket play, you guarantee another 3 or 4 games. It's like 9 games here. I think you
Okay. In particular, has there been any championship games where it came down to last place?
Where guys scored a three-pointer to send it in overtime. What is the double overtime? They sent us a championship game. On Sunday, the game gets pretty intense when we start rapping.
Those are the best games.
Those are the best.
Another question is, I don't know. You have any sons who have ever participated in this tournament?
Yeah, my son is 22 now.
Okay.
When I saw Jordan, he played in the tournament for like 5 years.
Did he ever win the championship?
No, he didn't win a championship. But he liked the fact that he played in that team.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you win the championship. It matters if you play hard, you play to win, you compete, and you have fun.
And also, my son got a chance to meet new friends. Put that on that he's never been before. Make friends. He's still keeping in contact with those friends now.
Okay. Okay. I think that's all.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. This is all I can involve with the co-host Sonic Cotton. What's your name again?
My name is Mike Ayers.
With Mike.
I'm the site director over here. And I'm walking down the doors.
Okay. And this is all on ball signing out. All right, we just finished the interview.
All right, who was that? We couldn't really hear too well. Could you update us on who that was?
I couldn't catch his last name, but he was the site director. His name was Mike. He told us a lot of interesting facts about the tournament. Like, it's been running for 17 years. There's over 350 teams. His son actually played in the tournament. This tournament can provide the chance to compete, get your name out there, meet a lot of new people that you never meet before, and compete, play to win, and have fun with the tournament.
All right, cool.
All right, here's the update on the game. Dylan's team is currently winning 36-27 with about 13 minutes left, and Josh, I hope they win.
Wow.
And really good game so far.
Who's up? What are the teams that are playing right now?
What'd you say?
What teams are playing right now?
All right, we got Motor City Muscle. The team that they're playing is called Attack Basketball. They're the team that's currently down right now. And on our watching, we got see the jersey names. I'm probably gonna have to wait a bit. I can't see. I think it's one of the teams called Group Select for the 11th and 12th grade. Some more teams that are playing right now. We got MN Nice, MC Brook. We also got Michigan Legacy Ball playing. We got Team IQ. And we also have Legacy, Limitless, U17 are all the teams playing right now. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Party?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. But no, we're just,
Like,
down here talking.
yes. All right. All right. The game over here is 44-36. The second half of the third game is about to start, and the fourth game is about to start.
Okay, cool. So, why aren't you playing? Do you play any, baseball, basketball, anything like that?
I'm gonna start playing basketball and football soon. I don't know why I'm not playing right now. And I mean, if I were to play, I think I would just I would just like that defensive pick. I don't think I would really just score a lot.
Understandable. And plus, this year's, games and stuff like that are pretty much coming to an end with some of the sports leagues. They're about to go on their break for seasonal purposes.
What? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. Lower City Nuggets and Carolina Panthers line. They just made one. They're up by 10, which is their largest lead of the entire tournament so far.
Mm-hmm.
They won the first game by 10. No, they won the first game by 3. Then lost by 25. And they are, no, okay, never mind. They're currently up 9 right now. Dylan has not scored yet. I don't think he's in the game right now.
Mm. Oh. We okay over there?
Yes, I am. It's very difficult to speak when it's like very loud.
Understandable. It sounds really busy down there.
It does.
Well, are you at least enjoying the games?
Yeah.
When did you guys get down there?
What did you say?
When did you guys get down there?
We got down here about like 10 o'clock yesterday.
Okay.
All right, I think we're gonna drop you off, and then we're gonna go interview some more people.
Okay.
All right, we'll keep you updated on that.
All right, cool. Make sure to stay in touch.
I will.
All right, everybody.
All right. We're gonna hang up right now.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Bye. All right, those who are watching, that was Connor. If you did not hear him, he just interviewed someone down. They're in Chicago at a tournament right now. Dylan is playing right now, so we won't be hearing from him for a while. But Connor is down there with a few other people from Detroit as well. There are a few Detroit teams down there representing and playing in the tournament in Chicago. Dylan is playing at the moment. Their team is winning, I believe he said. I don't think he's on the court, but I know they said his team is winning. They're going to interview a few people, update us, come back and let us know what's on the floor. But right now, we'll keep talking as we were before. So, any other sport topic? Jeez. With the Olympics. I noticed it's a lot of, that's what I was talking about before we got on the phone with Connor. So with the Olympics, I noticed that there are a lot more of the younger generation than we thought was in there. A lot of people forget that every year there has to be someone new added to the team. Not every year, I don't think, actually. But, there's someone new added to the team and they're of the younger division. But with that, a lot of them are on TikTok. And a lot of them are on social media in general. But TikTok has become one of the biggest platforms. So everyone's on TikTok. So I noticed, or a lot of people have noticed, I don't know if it's been any, reports or anything like that or any articles on it, but a few of the athletes are, how do you say, I don't want to say the wrong thing. A lot of the athletes are posting things that they wouldn't normally post while they are competing. And by that I mean things that are considered inappropriate and wouldn't be something that you think an Olympian would post. Because these are the people that are getting, the gold medals. Swimming, gymnastics, stuff like that. Even if they're not American, it's unconventional. And it doesn't really give off a good look. So that also comes into play with the question I was going to ask. Why do you think, or what is the image you think some people should portray when it comes to their social media? Because, like I said, social media is now your resume. Social media is, the platform, excuse me, that people look at when they say, I want to hire this person. I want this person on my team. Of course, your stats and your records come into play and they show up a lot. But when it comes to your professional standpoint, they look at your social media. They look at the videos and pictures and stuff that follow suit. Because if you don't look or act a certain way, a lot of people don't want you to be associated with them. So, do you think, you know, what do you think should be the image they should hold up? Because there are kids looking at them saying, I want to be there someday. And they're thinking, wow, I shouldn't give a crap about my image either. But that's not the case. It's definitely not the case, especially if you want to get sponsored by Nike or you want a commercial with Gatorade. It's certain routes that you have to go in order to do certain things to get a certain point or look across. And if you look the wrong way, a lot of people are going to say, should she really or should they really be blah, blah, blah? It's a bad look. And if you give a bad look, then what does that say to the kids or people that are looking up to you? Even if they're not kids, what does that say to fans? What does that say to companies that represent you and that sponsor you and give you money in order to, do certain things that back you? What does that say to those people? Does it give them a really big middle finger? Or does it just say, you're unconscious when it comes to your money's worth? I don't know. I don't know. Big question. Not a controversial topic, not super controversial, but big question. Needs a big answer. Uh-oh. But, that's the question I have. To answer my own question, I think when it comes to portraying an image on social media, everybody should be conscious of, because I'm sure if you want that job that's a few blocks over, but it gives you really good pay, it pays 17 an hour, let's say. You're not doing too good, but it pays 17 an hour and it just wants people like you. You fit the exact description. You're young, talented, you know how to, give good conversation, you know what to do when it comes to blah 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 and yada yada yada. But they look at your social media and notice, oh, he's smoking here. We don't want that a part of our group. What do you do? I think it definitely comes into the question of, of course, that won't always be the case. It won't always be he was smoking or drinking situation, but a lot of times that is the issue. A lot of times that is what people pay attention to most, because drug tests and inebriation have to come into question always. They do, like the Sha'Carri Richardson situation, excuse me, was a surprise drug test. Who's to say they won't perform those at a regular job? I mean, it's inconvenient, of course, but that's the point. The point is to catch you off of your cool, to get you off of your guard and say, hey, by the way, we're doing a drug test today. So if you were smoking in the last 72 hours, you're fired. It's bad. You're down bad. You have no room to tell them no, because this is a job that pays you. These are the people that give you the money and that are able to dictate, you know, the things you do and whether they're a good idea or not. What do? You can't do anything but accept the consequences if you do that. If you do certain things, like, even if it's certain companies don't like seeing people with, too much skin out on their profile. It's unfortunate because who the heck is really looking at that? But they don't like it. So, unless you're willing to take down those posts and reinvent your social media, then they can hire you, which is understandable but unfair. Is it unfair? Is it unfair? Because forget the Olympics. Is it unfair? You know? Once again, you're watching All Eyes on the Ball live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. I'm Allison Hayes once again. You guys probably recognize me from 2 weeks ago. Um, they interviewed me as one of their special guests, but I'm thinking it's going to become a more recurring thing. I might not be here every day, or not, every day, not every Saturday, but I'll definitely be in your face whenever I get the chance. Normally, you know, Dylan and Connor are here, but they're at a tournament. They're gonna update us because they're doing interviews and stuff like that. They're gonna update us when they come back and have interviewed I think a few more people, tell us what's going on the court. Dylan is playing right now, so he can interview, but Connor is on the floor. Uh yeah, I think that's it for them. But like I said, stating before, the question, what should be the image portrayed on social media when it comes to celebrities, especially athletes? Because athletes are held to a different standard than regular celebrities, if you get what I mean. Athletes are not looked at more, but I don't know a different way to phrase this. They're not looked at more, but they're looked at more. They don't look at them to, because normally athletes are supposed to be the pinnacle of health. Athletes are supposed to be the idea of what it comes to when they say, "Oh, I want my body to look like, when I get older, I want to be as good as, I want to be as healthy as, I want to play like," you know, those people come into question. You don't think of a rap artist. I'm sure you don't think of the baby when you say, "I want my physique to look like his," because you don't even know what the baby does to get his physique like that. I'm sure you don't think, "Oh, well, I want," nah, Beyonce's not a question. I'm sure you don't think, "I want to look like Dua Lipa when um I start working out," because you don't even know what Dua Lipa does to get her physique or her figure. You have no idea. But these athletes are the idea. And when they find out that people smoke or drink, it's like, is that what they're doing to get skinny? Maybe I should try that. And next thing you know, this is worst case scenario, of course. But if you don't think in worst case scenario, then you're not accepting the fact of what could actually happen. But the idea is, these people start to see that the athletes as looking at the pinnacle of health, the idea of what the healthy as a horse should look like, are smoking and drinking. That makes you think, maybe I should smoke and drink. Maybe I could look exactly like them while working out and while doing blah 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 blah. But next thing you know, you have a problem and you can't get yourself off of said drug or drink, and now you're smoking and driving. Now you're high and driving, drinking and driving, something that's not giving you a good look, something that wouldn't be a good influence for the children that should come after you in this day and age. Knowing that this generation is easily and extremely influential, very easily influenced. TikTok is, social media in general, people in general influence people. Forget social media. Social media is definitely a big part, but people influence people. And if you don't give them the right image, they're going to think that doing the wrong thing is okay. So, how should people portray themselves on social media? What's the question? What's the idea? Hmm, my bad. Okay. But what should be the thing that we look forward to when, oh God, I'm sorry, that's my fault. Looking at something, reading on the table. Um, what should be the image portrayed by those athletes or even celebrities when it comes to, because even celebrities sometimes can give off a really, really bad idea. They think, you know, I depending on how big and rich the athlete is, some athletes give off the rock star vibe. Rock stars are normally rock stars stereotypically always have a girl in their arm. They're always drinking, smoking, all of that stuff. Always doing stuff, and they don't care who sees it. They don't care what anyone thinks of them, and they just do whatever the heck they want. But shouldn't athlete be doing that? Of course, it's the idea of, yeah, I'm a person too. But what if that circulates on social media? Social media is such a crime nowadays, and cancel culture is real. It hurts, but what what are you gonna do? Michael Phelps situation is the exact idea of how people should think when it comes to stuff like this. Michael Phelps, unfortunately, they never drug tested him, but his problem came because he was at a party or something. We know Michael Phelps, famous swimmer, you know, uh best swimmer of his time, of his generation, of all time maybe. Caught in a photo on social media smoking weed. It circulated the internet for a long time, and he was banned from the Olympics. He can no longer participate. But should it really be that big of a crime? Should it really be that big of an issue? It's the whole idea of, not wanting, of course, these people are humans and you make mistakes. I don't think you should be banned from, doing a certain thing, but should you suffer the consequences? Of course. Banned from the Olympics because you smoked some weed, though? I don't think so. At least I don't think so. I think there should be consequences or something that is put into place that tells you, if you do this again. Like, I think there should be strikes. Make it a baseball type thing. you know, if you're caught on, doing something wrong, make it into a first time you do it, there's a warning, maybe. Second time you do it, there's a punishment, and we let you know if we catch you doing it again, you're out of here. Third time you do it, you're out of here. Now you're banned because you don't listen. I feel like if you want to do whatever you want, because that's also, if you think about it, something of a child's mentality. That's thinking like a baby, thinking like a kid. I do whatever I want. I should be able to blah, 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 because I'm yada, yada, yada. But you have a lot of people looking at you. It's the older sibling point of view, big brother's watching. It's unfortunate, but a lot of people do have to pay attention to what they do and say, especially on social media. Social media can kick someone's butt entirely if you post the wrong thing or say the wrong thing. It's scary. especially seeing that it could affect you financially. But a lot of people don't pay attention to it. A lot of people don't ask the questions or see what they should be seeing when it comes to stuff like that. Unfortunately, they don't care. They should, but they don't. Mm, I don't know. The topics are controversial. I know I've contradicted myself like twice, which is fine because I'm asking you guys the question. So, can you really be mad? No, no, you can't. I've talked for an entire hour about sports. I don't normally do this. I don't normally talk about sports normally. I just get involved and I'm on the field. I do the interviews. I do what Connor's doing right now. I do the, you know, getting all the information and bringing it back so someone can write about it or report it, or I'll report it myself. I'm the one that's in front of the camera all the time. This is foreign to me. It's not strange, but foreign. Unusual. Definitely not weird, but I don't do it normally. Clearly, I can, cause it's been an hour, almost. I think. Yeah, but mm, baseball. Baseball's cool. I work with a Detroit Pal. Um, and I sit in their press box. And sometimes I'll also go to Comerica Park and help in the Tigers press box and keep score. Sometimes I'll help with music and like work camera and stuff like that. But at the corner ballpark with Detroit Pal, I do everything. I do the play-by-play commentations. I do I do the camera. I do the music, and I also do score. It's a lot. It's definitely a lot. I'm on my feet 24/7, way more than I'd like to be, but it's exercise, so who cares? It's not all that bad, it's a really nice environment. It's a very nice environment. Being able to basically sit for free at a game, getting paid just to watch a game and press a few buttons. It's nice. I'm sorry, I don't. It is 2:58. You're watching All Eyes on the Ball, once again, live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. I think, darn it, we were waiting for Connor to come back with the interviews. I don't really know where he went. That's unfortunate. But I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the show finally. Uh, it's nice talking to you guys. Weren't many of you here, but those that stayed and watched, those that called in, it was nice. Being able to talk to you guys, hear any type of feedback whatsoever from any question. Once again, this was All Eyes on the Ball, live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other social media platforms. You can like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm Allison Hayes. Thank you so, so, so much for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. This should be a recurring thing, so hopefully I'll see you guys next Saturday. Next Saturday at 2, same time? Yeah, yeah. Maybe we should have coffee next time. tea or something. Put a brew on the stove so we can have a little calmer conversation. It's really quiet in here, a lot of dead air. I'm not used to doing this, but hey, you should be giving me a little feedback, make it a conversation. Come on, don't make it boring. But it was really nice talking to you guys. Um, I'm gonna wrap this up. Let everybody close everything down because unfortunately Connor is not back in time. So I will see everybody next Saturday, more than likely. And if I'm not here next Saturday, text me. We'll chat it up. All right. Bye, everybody. It was very, very nice being here.